Hello. Hi, Anna. I'm Meliors Simms. I'm the Holistic Tooth Fairy.
Hi, Melia. I'm Anna Carson. I'm a kinesiologist with Damara Wellbeing Kinesiology.
What is a kinesiologist?
Well, what we do is a kinesiologist is using muscle testing as a kind of biofeedback way of accessing the subconscious and really seeing what the blocks and what things are causing the body stress. So I always see myself as a detective. That's what I see myself as, a detective. And I am really looking at, understanding the messages that the body is sending. So like physical symptoms, stuff like that. They're messages that the subconscious is sending, saying there's something that I'm unable to resolve. And so my job is to then piece together what it is that the subconscious is struggling to resolve, piece it all together, and help then the subconscious to do their own healing. I see myself as a detective, really. So what about you? Tell me a bit about your tooth fairy work.
So I am a holistic oral health coach, and I help to heal and prevent tooth decay and gum disease with natural and intuitive and self-help strategies. So I work with people's diet. I help them to get their jaw relaxed. We look at their oral hygiene habits, but where your work and my work kind of intersects a little bit is in understanding the underlying influences on people's oral health that can be emotional or spiritual or ancestral, psychological. All of those things can be literally embodied in our teeth and gums.
Oh yeah.
I often end up referring my clients to you, Anna, because I know that you, with your muscle testing, can do your detective work and understand what's going on so much better than we can figure out.
You're right. There's often so much held in the subconscious, which we really, it's very hard for us to access ourselves. And I think that's where the magic, I guess, of muscle testing is. It goes beyond the conscious. It doesn't really engage the conscious, and we can get to the stuff underneath, wherever it's come from. Like you say, it's emotional, spiritual, energetic, ancestral. It's all held there, and we can access it. And I think that's a real thing, because with the teeth are such a prime example of that, of being a real doorway into understanding what's going on underneath, and they can give such clear signs that we can then start to read. And that's, I guess, with a lot of my work is really helping people to understand what the physical symptoms are. And a lot of my clients have quite complex physical conditions, and so the body has been trying to, or the subconscious has been trying to send a lot of messages, and when we block them, or we haven't looked at the underlying stuff, and the messages will just keep coming and keep coming. And I think now, in this time that we are in, where so many of us are being called to step into our true selves, our true essence, our work, our gifts, whatever it is, just to be true to ourselves, we're actually experiencing more physical conditions because we're not in alignment. Our physical body can't be is struggling to be the container for all that wants to come through. And so the messages are almost getting more urgent, I feel, because it's just like, I need to come through, I want to come through, but the physical body's going, no, I'm scared, and so I think that's why there's often the people are having a lot more flare-ups and autoimmune conditions and teeth issues and all this sort of stuff, because there's so much energy that's wanting to come through, and we've been so conditioned with this fear of being our true selves. That's, I guess, how I see my work, is very, very much about aligning the physical body, allowing that physical body to be the vessel for all that wants to come through. And us, all of us, taking our role in understanding those messages where we're not in alignment and where there's fear and stuff being held.
Yeah, I've noticed that the people who get the best outcomes in terms of teeth healing are the people who are willing to make changes in their life, face difficult emotions, make a scary career move, or change in the relationship or whatever, and once they work through those emotional or social psychological issues, then the physical healing happens really swiftly and easily and smoothly, because it's these urgent messages from inside, from the unconscious or subconscious, that are driving the physical processes that lead to symptoms like tooth decay and gum disease.
Yeah, I think it's exactly that. A lot of my clients follow the medical medium protocol. So they've either read the book and they're either following the protocol very religiously, or they're kind of dabbling in it and not quite sure. But again, they've had quite a lot of physical things. But the people who are really making huge changes with that are those people who are also doing the emotional work. I think with that diet and supplements, and you'll be exactly the same. The diet and supplements that you can do to help your teeth, it will take you so far. But if you do the rest of it, then it can take you the whole way. And I think that's, it's such an important thing. If even if people are detoxing or doing those sorts of things, to know that we never detox on just a pure physical level. We have to look at detoxing on an emotional and spiritual and energetic level too, to allow that the whole thing to be to shift. So it's really important to do both. We're physical beings, we're human beings, we need the physical foods and supplements, and we need all that right environment, but we also need to shift the emotional stuff too. So yeah.
So we have both been noticing that there's kind of themes that seem to cycle out for groups of people, or the people that we're seeing will often have similar issues around the same time. Can you talk a little bit about what you've been noticing lately?
One of the biggest things I think is about letting go. The thing that I've noticed so much over the last few months really is our need to let go. And I think this is, like say, one of the reasons we wanted to do these conversations is for us all to start to share what's coming up for sessions, seeing it not only on the individual level and how it can relate to all of us on an individual, but more of a collective as well, of what's happening in the collective energy. But one of the biggest things that I really see that I see with clients is this need to let go. I think we all hold on to so much stuff, and this is in all levels. Physically we hold on to your possessions and all this sort of stuff, but we hold on to emotions and resentments, and we hold on to toxins, and we hold on to everything. We hold on to just fear of being able to go with the flow. And I guess especially with the medical medium stuff, when I'm working with people, I'm working with the elimination organs, those organs that help us to let go on a physical level. So they're the lungs, the liver, the large intestines, the kidneys, the skin, and the uterus. So we've got 6 elimination organs. And so often when I'm looking at those, they're the things, they're like a mirror almost to what's going on an emotional level, that they just don't want to let go. They're just like, I'm not going to let go of these toxins, I'm not going to let go of Epstein-Barr virus or heavy metals or whatever it is, because there's a fear. Because when we let go, we're not only are we letting go of the old, but we're allowing something new to come in. And that there's so much fear around that, that can be a really scary thing, that it can be you, because we do, and it's often to do with not feeling safe inside. You know, if we don't feel safe for ourselves, the thought of letting go, and I guess it's very much to do with, you know, better the devil we know. It might not be serving us, but you know, I know it, and it's okay, so I'll just carry on with this. But it's just like, you know, we need to let go. And so the way I work is going through each of the organs, and seeing what's stopping them from doing that process, from eliminating the toxins, the pathogens, the parasites, the Epstein-Barr virus, the heavy metals. And that's where we then go into the emotional. That's where they then show me the mirror, show me what they're reflecting from the emotional side and the spiritual side as well, very much so. You know, there's a couple of analogies, I guess, that I give clients which maybe help. One of them is about being on a river, and what we would, you know, if we can be on a river where you know, we know the river is going exactly where we want to go. We're in a boat, but the river will take all these turns and stuff like that to get through the landscape, but we know it's going there. And I always say, if we can be in a boat and we've got an engine and we've got oars, so we're completely in control of how fast we're going or whether we want to stop for a bit or whatever, but we can trust that the flow of the river, whichever direction it takes, is going to take us to where we need to go, then that is about living in flow. That's the way of the Tao. It's living in flow. However, so many of us, the river takes a side turn, and to go around a mountain or something like that. So we're, all right, okay, well, we get out the boat, we go on the shore, we put the boat on the back, and we get a hacksaw or like a pickaxe, and we try and go through the mountains, you know. And that's where this need for control, this kind of, you know, not trusting the universe, and you know, so we go into control and we try and kind of batter our way through the mountain instead, and we take the hard way, we push. Whereas if we could lean back and trust that it's going where we need to go, then we will get around the mountain. It's just a different way. So yeah, that's, when I think of letting go, it's all of those things. Do you know, it is all of those things about going, trusting ourselves, trusting the universe, letting go of this, I have to do it myself and there's only one way, and you know, all of there's so much of the, control, because all that comes down to trust. It comes down to trust and feeling safe. And so that's the biggest, one of the biggest things I think I see in my work, and helping people to do. And like I say, it's mirrored on every single level. And so that's that. So we work on all of those, and then the physical body will actually mirror that and start to let go of those things that are no longer serving us in pathogens and stuff like that. So yeah, it seems to be such a huge thing for humans generally. You know, I think we all hold on to so much stuff that we don't need to anymore. Yeah, and I'm sure that's mirrored with the teeth as well.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've had a few people in the past couple of weeks all talking to me about tooth extractions or having tooth extractions. And that's a kind of letting go. And then
of course,
when you know, when the things have advanced to the point that the tooth can't be saved and you're choosing between a root canal or an extraction, and root canals mean introducing heavy metals into your body, and you know, getting going down that whole path, which we know is healthy. And then I think that extractions are less traumatic and are easier to recover from if there's that emotional letting go as well.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, I hadn't thought about it quite so much, but you'd need to let go of all of that. There's so much linked in with that, isn't there? Yeah.
And teeth can really, even if they're dead or you know, unsavable, they can be really strongly embedded in your jaw, and it can be really difficult, painful surgery to extract a tooth that you're not letting go of. So I encourage people going into extractions to really kind of do a lot of visualization and meditation on letting go and releasing, and being soft and open and
Perfect.
allowing that flow,
Yeah.
in the hopes
Yeah.
that it will help the body
Yeah.
to know what we need it to do, so that we can flow down that river to the next stage of healing and recovery.
Yeah, yeah, and it's that's so important. And like you say, that whole visualization, and that I often help people, the same, you kind of visualizing when we're doing corrections and stuff like that, about letting go, of sending it down to Mother Earth, all the stuff that's linked in with that, all the fears, or whatever it is that's holding on, is really starting to let that go and get it washed, or going in the ocean and getting it washed away. Those sorts of things, can really, really help us, can't they, as we go through. And I think this theme is so prevalent now as well, because, like we said before, when we do let go, we allow the new stuff in, and there is so much new energy coming through, and there's new ways of thinking and of being and of seeing things and perspectives, and even just starting to open up to our gifts and stuff like that. But in order to be able to allow those in, we have to let go of the old. And I think, like you say, that's why we're all being pushed at the moment, because it is so much new to come in, and it feels like a really important thing for us all to do.
Yeah, well, I think it's very much needed for the planet, for a new way of being and operating, and it's no wonder that that what we're talking about is happening to so many people, because that's we're the ones, who else is going to save the planet but us? And we've got to go through this to be able to do it, because the old ways of being in our bodies and being in our psyche aren't going to keep us safe.
Yeah, exactly. And as we all shift, we're clearing it not just for our individual benefit, but like you say, we're clearing it for the collective. As each of us, it helps. It helps for all of us, as each of us shift stuff. We've all got a job to do with that, haven't we?
We do. Wow, this is such an interesting conversation. I feel like we could talk more about other themes and connections in our work. So we should do this again.
Yeah, it would. It'd be lovely to do this. I think, like you say, to do this on a regular thing, and even invite other practitioners or people who'd like to contribute as well, and who are noticing themes and stuff, because it does seem a really important kind of conversation to be having, and to open it up to people, because so many people have got other input and stuff like that. So yeah, it'd be a great thing to do. I'd love to do that. Yes.
All right, well, let's talk again soon.
Perfect. All right. Take care. Lovely to speak.
You too.